In development economics, simultaneous and coordinated expansion of the several sectors. And we will see the development economics simultaneously coordinating expansion of the several sectors. It is emphasizes simultaneous investment in the multiple sectors. Whatever investment we are investing, that investment here simultaneously putting different sectors in the economy. That's why you mentioned this emphasizes simultaneous investment in multiple sectors. Multiple sectors is there. So here the balanced growth theory propelled by Rogeniston Rodan, Ragnar Nurks, Arthur Lewis. Three members said, three economists. First economist, Rogeniston Rodan, explained the balanced growth theory with the help of big push theory. Big push theory. His article, Problems of Industrialization of Eastern and Southeastern Europe, 1943. So Rogeniston Rodan article, paper, research paper, Problems of Industrialization of Eastern and Southeastern Europe, 1943, explained his theory, big push theory. What is the big push here? Big push. Big push means we have to push, we have to invest capital on all sectors at a time. That is the big push theory is there. So Paul and Rodan stressed the large scale investment in several sectors simultaneously. I mentioned now, he was stressed large scale investment means more investment in several sectors simultaneously, means at a time. If we can put the investment all sectors at a time, it is going to be developing. It is going to be developed the country at a time is there. So here he used the two terms, that is social marginal product SMP and private marginal product PMP. Social marginal product by private marginal product. What here? Social marginal product and private marginal product here. It means social overhead capital. Means whoever entrepreneur is there, that entrepreneur put the investment on more on social marginal product than private marginal products. It means social marginal product means societal development goods. Society prioritizing goods. So that goods are utilizing all the people in the society. Whereas private marginal product means here that goods are not giving priority to the poor people. Rich people is going to be prioritizing. That's why social marginal product is greater than private marginal product is there. He means Rogeniston Rodan further defined the balanced growth strategy by giving an example of the shoe industry. example of the shoe industry. Rojanist and Rodan have taken the example for industry. That industry name is shoe industry. We can wear the shoe. That is shoe industry. If investment is made only in the shoe industry by employing output 20,000 workers, the market for the shoe industry is provided if the workers spend on shoes only. My dear students, this is, you can listen carefully. You have taken, what is the example here? You have taken example shoe industry. Whatever investment is there, he made only in the shoe industry by the employing about the 20,000 workers. The market for the shoe industry is provided if the workers spend on shoe only. For example, 20,000 workers are working in the shoe factory. So they are producing shoes in the factory. Whatever 20,000 workers is there, the 20,000 workers, they are demanding, they are buying, or they are purchasing of the shoes in the factory only. So 20,000 workers are producing shoe, making the shoe in the factory. So in the 20,000 people, they are purchasing, they are demanding the shoes in that factory is there. So it is what here? It is balanced growth is moving forward according to in this person is there. Here, single sector investment creates limited demand. Single sector investment means one sector investment creates the limited demand. For example, shoe industry is there. If you can put the investment, total investment in the shoe industry, shoes are producing. Whatever the shoe factory employees is there, they are demanding the shoe. At the same time, if you can put the some other investment on textile industry. So in the textile industry, workers are also demanding in the textiles. Okay, shoe workers are demanding the textile. Textile workers are demanding the shoe factory shoes. That's why here mentioned now, single sector investment creates limited demand. What we can do? Multi-sector investment expand the market for the all sectors is there. Multi-sector investment. What is the multi-sector investment here? For example, shoe industry, we are putting some amount on shoe industry. Textile industry, we are putting some amount on textile industry. Okay, and also wheat, rice industries. Okay, like steel industries, like furniture industries, like manufacturing industries. Whatever investment is available in the hands of the country, that investment we can put on all sectors at a time, multiple sectors at a time. Investment is expanding, the market for the all sectors is there. So shoe industry producing goods, some other people is demanding. Textile industry producing goods, some other people is demanding. Okay, and here furniture industry is there, they are demanding some other goods. So each and every industrial workers, sector workers, demanding each and every good, whatever their money income is there. That's why the idea behind this theory is that a big push of a big and comprehensive investment package can be helpful to bring economic development is there. Big push means at a time we have to put the investment. That's why the idea behind his theory is that a big push of big and comprehensive investment package can be helpful to bring economic development is there. So it requires a minimum critical amount of resources. So big push theory is consisting. Big push theory is a need minimum critical amount of resources. We need some minimum amount is there. We need some minimum capital is mandatory. That capital will put all the sectors at a time is there. At a time is there. At a time is there. All the sectors at a time is there. The idea behind this is there, na? That is, it require a minimum critical amount of resources is compulsory is there. Okay. Now we come to it is what is this? This theory. This big push theory is proposed by Rojnist and Roden. Problems of industrialization of Eastern and Southeastern Europe 1943 is there. Okay. This is big push theory. Next theory is vicious circle of poverty. Vicious circle of poverty. In Telugu, Pedarika Vishavalayam. Pedarika Vishavalayam. Vicious circle. Circle means it is a round. In the circle, vicious. Vicious means Visham. Pedarika Vishavalayam. Pedarika Vishayam. Vicious circle of poverty is one of the balanced growth strategy theories there. What is this theory? Professor Ragnar Narks has also stressed the balanced growth strategy and provided reasons for it. He explained the poverty trap in underdeveloped countries. Whatever underdeveloped countries is there, actually three types of countries is there in the world. One is developed country, another one is developing country, third one is underdeveloped country. Underdeveloped countries, UDCs, underdeveloped countries. That's why Ragnar Narkse explained the poverty trap in underdeveloped countries. Underdeveloped countries are suffering from poverty. They are trapping poverty is there. Okay. Now we see he explained the vicious circle of poverty. Demand side, supply side is there. What is the demand side vicious cycle of poverty? Low income, low demand, low investment, low productivity. So if you want to demand the goods and services, what we need? We need income. That's why income is low. Demand is low. Demand is low. Low investment is there. Low investment, low productivity. When the demand is low, there is no production. There is no money. There is no investment. When there is no investment, there is no productivity. That's why low income, low demand, low investment, low productivity. Low productivity is there. That is demand side, vicious circle of poverty. I will explain. Flowcharts also is there. When we come to supply side, supply side means production side. Demand side means consumption side. Demand side means consumption side. Supply side means here production side is there. So here low income, low savings, low savings, low investment, low investment, low capital formation is there. So supply side is there, na? The producer income is low, consumer income is low. That's why savings also low. When the savings low, investment is low. Why? Because bank account savings is moving to investment, but savings is not there. Low savings is there. Low investment is there. Low investment, low capital formation is there. Low capital formation is there. That's why he was suggested that simultaneous investment to break the cycle. So in the vicious circle of poverty is there, na? Sorry. Vicious circle of poverty investment to break the cycle. So simultaneous investment is there, na? Continuously put the investment in the cycle is breaking down. If not, the cycle is not breaking. That's why if this theory creates a complementary demand and enlarge the market size is there. Creates the complementary demand and enlarge the market size is there. Market size is there. So that's why. So here, vicious circle of poverty, supply side is there. I mentioned here. So the cycle begins and ends. The cycle begins and ends with low income. Low income, that is most important. Vicious circle of poverty, supply side we see low income. What is the low income? Low level of per capita income. Whose low level of per capita income? Country per capita income. Per capita income means average income of a per person in a country. So per capita income, how do we can calculate? National income by total population. That's why low income, low level of per capita income. That is the reason low income is there. So that low income, low savings. Low savings means low income leads to low savings. I am not getting more income. Okay. My per capita income is very low. That's why whatever I am getting monthly income, my monthly income is spent on my daily wage, daily goods, daily consumption. I'm not saving any money, any much income in the savings. I'm not saving in the bank accounts. That's why low income leads to low savings is there. Low savings is there. Here low savings leads to low investment. Entrepreneurs is there. Banks are not getting any savings. Banks are not getting any money income. That's why banks are unable to give capital to the producers, entrepreneurs, firms. That's why low savings leads to low investment. There is no investment. Low investment leads to low capital formation. Investment, there is no investment. There is no capital formation on production process. There is no capital formation on enterprises. That's why low investment leads to low capital formation. Low capital formation leads to low productivity. There is no capital putting on the production or in the industry or in the firm. So there is no machinery. There is no capital equipments. Okay. There is no plants. So lack of capital. That's why productivity is low. Productivity is there. Low productivity. Low productivity means what here? Yield per mission. In agriculture per hectare. In industries per mission. Low productivity. That's why low capital formation result in low productivity is there. Low productivity leads to low income. Again we came the end point. So this is the vicious circle of poverty in supply side. The cycle of the cycle begins with and ends with low income. First low income, low savings, low investment, low capital formation, low productivity. Again low income is there, total 6 is there. So it is vicious circle of poverty in supply side. That's why this is most important, my dear students. You can make a note of it, and also you can draw this diagram also when you are studying in the subject supply side. Next, come to vicious circle of poverty in the demand side is there. Demand side. So in this demand side, so vicious circle of poverty demand side, the cycle again begins and ends with low income only is there. Low income only is there. So supply side also it is begin and end with low income. Demand side also it is begin and end with low income. When we see low income, low level per capita income. Low level per capita income means what here? It is it is a consumption side. Demand side means consumption side. It is consumer point of view. Low income, consumer, what they can, the consumer low income, low demand is there. That's why low income leads to low demand for goods and services. So we are unable to demanding more goods and services due to lack of income. Lack of income is there. That's why low income leads to low demand for goods and services is there. So low demand discourage investment by entrepreneurs. So low demand discouraging what here? Low investment. Why low investment here? Already you produce the goods in the industry. You have more goods. Stock is there, but stock is not selling. Stock is no one is buying. That's why due to low income, low demand. That's why whatever entrepreneur is there, that entrepreneurs, what did entrepreneurs? Entrepreneur will stop the production because of heavy stock is available in the godown. That's why low investment, low demand discourage the investment by the entrepreneurs is there. So low investment result in the low capital formation. Yes, you are not interestingly producing. That's why you are not investing. That's why capital also not putting in the production process is there. That's why low capital formation, that is low investment result in low capital formation is there. Low capital formation, low productivity. Low capital formation leads to low productivity is there. Low productivity leads to low income is there. When we see here, low income, low savings, low investment, low capital formation, low productivity, again low income is there. Total 6 is there. How many? 6 is there. Supply side. Demand side also low income, low demand, low investment, low capital formation, low productivity, again low income is there. Demand side also 6 factors is there. So here all are common, my dear students. In this low demand side and supply side all are common. The supply side, low savings is there. The demand side, low demand is there. So this is the vicious circle of poverty. Here mention Rogner works how to breaking the vicious circle of poverty. How to breaking this one? To break the vicious circle of poverty, Professor Narkse suggests that investing in several sectors at a time. He also said like that only, whatever Rogeniston Roden said. So invest several sectors at a time. That time we can break the vicious circle of poverty. That's why Professor Narkse also gave the shoe industry, example as a Rhoda, but Narkse explained the example in detail is there. In detail is example is there. He says that if investment is made in other sectors, investment is, he says that if investment is made in other sectors along with the shoe industry, the workers of one industry not only become the customers of the same industry, but they also become the customers of the other industries too. This is make a note of it, my dear students. What here? According to Ragnar Narkse, if investment is made in other sectors, what I said earlier, shoe industry, milk industry, and cloth industry, okay, and furniture industries is all. So along with the shoe industry, the workers of one industry not only become the customers of the same industry, but they also become the customers of the other industry too also. For example, shoe industry workers is there. Shoe industry workers are customers of the shoe and also customers of the other industries too. Other industries also. Other industry workers like milk industries, textile industries, not only the customers of textile industry, they are customers of the shoe industry, furniture industry, all industries is there. That's why if investment is made in the other sectors, along with the shoe industry, the workers of one industry not only become the customers of the same industry, but they also become the customers of the other industry. Other industries too also is there. Now, so this is what here. This is vicious circle of poverty. Vicious circle of poverty provided by Professor Ragnar Narkse is there. Let's come to another person. That is unlimited supply of labor. Unlimited supply of labor is there. So what is the unlimited supply here? Arthur Lewis' best known contribution to the development economics was his path-breaking work on the transfer of labor from a traditional to modern capitalist sector under conditions of the unlimited labor supply is there. Unlimited labor supply is there. So this is most important. Unlimited labor supply is there. So Arthur Lewis' point of view, here, each and every underdeveloped country, they are maintaining, they are transferring their labor from traditional sector to modern sector under conditions of unlimited labor supply is available. For example, one area, more labor is available, but there is no employment opportunity is not available there. That is a traditional. They are maintaining classical method, traditional methods is there. So, according to Arthur Lewis, transfer of labor from a traditional to a modern capitalist sector under conditions of the unlimited supply of labor, unlimited labor supply, that time they are producing more goods. Each and every labor is getting employment opportunity. They are getting income. They are buying goods and services. So that is leads to balanced economic growth is there. Balanced economic growth is there. That's why his famous article. What is the famous article? This is Development with Unlimited Supply of Labor, 1954. Make a note of it, my dear students. Development with Unlimited Supplies of Labor, 1954. So what is the development? When the whatever plenty of labor is available, that plenty of labor we can send to the rural area to urban area, traditional to modern sectors. That time development is going to be expanding. That's why he was contributed to the establishment of the development economics as a specialized the field of the studies there. So Arthur Lewis given more priority, giving establishment of the development economics as a specialized field of study is there. That's why Arthur Lewis focused on the transfer of surplus labor from the traditional to modern sector is there. Surplus labor. For example, India. India is a developing country. India is having more labor. And also India is depends on agriculture sector is more. Surplus labor is available in India. Population pressure on land in India is more high. That's why India is suffering from disguised unemployment. Which unemployment? Disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment we will see in the agriculture sector. It means in a family, all the family members are working their agriculture land, the limited agriculture land, all the families members are going at a time. If we can remove one family member in the agriculture sector work, the marginal productivity is zero is there. The marginal productivity is zero is. That's why it is focused on transfer of the surplus labor from the traditional to the modern sector is there. Traditional to the modern sector is there. That's why he was supported development of several sectors at a time. So where the labor is available, we can send the labor this sector, this sector, this sector, all sector at a time. Modern sector supported to development of several sectors at a time is there. And also he helps to aware the price imbalances and bottlenecks of the countries is there. So price imbalances and bottlenecks, some other problems. For example, labor, if you go to the one area to another area, their wage labor, he was avoided. Whatever labor wages is there, he was maintaining, stability is there. He is avoided imbalances and bottlenecks. Bottlenecks means different types of problems. So he was avoided. And also balance needed between the industry and agriculture. Just now I said, agriculture sector is suffering from this gas unemployment problem is there. That's why balance is needed. Balance is needed between the industries and agriculture sector compulsory is there. Whatever surplus labor is available in the agriculture sector, that labor is converting, that labor is mobilizing to industrial sector is there, industrial sectors. That's why excess export dependency may worsen terms of trade is there. Whatever excess export dependency is there, that excess export dependency may worsen in terms of the trade sector is there. So that's why here, what are the merits is there? What are the merits of the balanced growth strategy is there? What are the merits here mentioned? So in the balanced growth strategy, first is what here? That is big push theory. Number 2 is vicious circle of poverty. Number 3 is this is unlimited labor supply. Unlimited labor supply is there. Okay. What are the merits of the balanced growth strategy here? What are the merits here based on about 3 growth theories? So in this theory, it is promotes to simultaneous sectoral development is there. Simultaneous sectoral development is there. For example, agriculture sector, industrial sector, service sector. Okay. So promotes to simultaneous sectoral development is there. It is one of the merits is there. And also it support to balanced regional development is there. Supports to balanced regional development is there. What is the balanced regional development here? So one region is economically backward. One region is there is no employment opportunity. That region we have to provide, we have to establish the industries. We have to put the investment on all sectors at a time. Each and every region of the country that is supposed to balanced regional development is compulsory is there. It creates to external economies of scale. External economies of scale. So economies of scale is two types is there. External economies and internal economies is there. External economies of scale means so expanding the industry and specialization, okay, research and development, okay, and also demand of the domestic countries goods and services like that. That's why it creates to external economies of scale is there. External economies of scale, and also this theory encourages social overhead capital, SOC. I said earlier, social overhead capital. So, according to balanced growth strategy, we can put on more investment on SOC, social overhead capital, means so society important goods, society important industries. So in this theory encouraging social overhead capital, we can put the more money income, more capital on SOC, they are producing more goods is there. And also it reduces the dependence on foreign countries. So obviously balanced growth strategy, when we can put the capital on all sectors at a time, all sectors are going to be developed. So all sectors producing goods, we are not dependent on foreign countries goods and services. So we are encouraging domestic goods. Okay, we can reducing imports. We are reducing imports. So it leads to good balance of trade is there. Why? Because we are producing the goods, we are exporting the goods, but we are decreasing the imports of the goods. Decreasing the imports of the goods is there. That's why reduce the dependency on foreign countries is there. If we can put the investment all sectors at a time, and also it leads to self-sustained economic growth. Self-sustained economic growth. So it means we are producing goods. We are not depending on other countries. So that's why we can stand in our own legs. We can stand in our own ideology, in our own path. We are not depending on other countries' ideology, other countries' path, other countries' way. That's why balanced growth strategy leads to self-sustained economic growth is there. So all the sector producing goods, all the sector workers are demanding, all the sector goods and services is there. When we say the demerits, what are the demerits is there in the balanced growth strategy here? So the demerits of the balanced growth strategy, we can see Professor Hans Singer and Albert Hirschman. Professor Hans Singer and Albert Hirschman, eminent American economists, have criticized Nurk's doctrine of balanced growth theory. So actually balanced growth theory, Rogeneston Roden, Ragnar Nurkse and Arthur Lewis. Who is more contribution here? Ragnar Nurkse contribution is there. That's why the balanced growth theory criticized by American economists, Professor Hans Singer and Albert Hirschman, criticized this one is there. So according to Singer, balanced growth cannot solve the problem of the underdeveloped countries. Whatever balanced growth was explained in the earlier economists, the balanced growth cannot solve the problem of the underdeveloped countries, nor do they have sufficient resources to achieve balanced growth is there. What here? Balanced growth is cannot solve the problem of the underdeveloped countries. Why? They are not sufficient resource to achieve the balanced growth is there. That's why the balanced growth theory is more suitable for developed countries than for developing countries. According to Albert Hirschman and Hans Singer, balanced growth strategy is not suitable for the developing countries. It is suitable for developed countries only is there. Developed countries only is there. So that's why here, one of the drawback. What is the one of the drawback here? One of the drawback of the balanced growth theory is it is disproportionately in the factors of the production due to deficiency of the capital and surplus manpower is there. But here, one of the other drawback here, balanced growth theory is the disproportionately in the factors of production. Whatever available factors of production is there, that available factors of production is not putting proportionately. It is disproportionality. The theory is disproportionality in the factors of production due to deficiency of the capital and surplus manpower is there. Capital deficiency is there, but surplus manpower is there. Okay, very good. You have manpower, more supply is there. You are the developed countries. But without capital, we need capital now. If you want to establish any enterprises, tending industries, cottage industries, whatever it is we want to produce, we need capital. Capital means investment, money. But developing countries are suffering from deficiency of capital. They are having surplus manpower is there. That's why one of the drawback of the balanced growth theory is the disproportionality in the factors of the production due to deficiency of the capital and surplus manpower is there. Surplus manpower is there. And according to Singer, the failure to come the grips with the true problem of the underdeveloped countries is the shortage of the resources is there. Main failure of the balanced growth theory is main reason is problem of underdeveloped countries is shortage of resources is there. Lack of capital. Think big is a sound advice for underdeveloped countries, but act big is the unwise counsel of its subs. Them to bit off more than they can chew is there. What here? Okay. Big push theory. What theory? Big push theory. Rogenist and Roden said we can invest money income at a time, all industries at a time. But underdeveloped countries, according to Hans Singer and Hirschman, underdeveloped countries are not having more capital. That's why think big is sound advice for the underdeveloped countries, but act big is the unwise counsel if it's spurs them to bit off more than they can chew is there. It is the one of the problem is there. So when we see to before summary, what is the perception of the Hirschman and Hans Singer view? Hirschman, Hans Singer said, okay, what you are said, it is good, okay, but you are not having capital, more capital. Why you are putting your more capital? Why you are putting the capital, whatever low capital is available, that low capital you are putting all industries at a time. No. Don't put your capital at a time, all industries. According to Hirschman and Hans Singer, you can put your available capital only selected industries. Selected industries. That industry is going to be developed. After that, you can invest one more industry. That industry is going to be developed. After that, you can invest one more industry. That industry also going to develop. So one industry to another industry, one industry to another industry, all industries going to be develop one by one. Growth is not balanced. Growth is unbalanced is there. So the theory is known as unbalanced growth theory. It was propagated by Hans Singer and Hirschman is there. Okay. So when we see to the here, the summary of the balanced growth theory, The balanced growth strategy emphasizes simultaneous investment is across the sectors at a time is there. So simultaneously we have to invest is there. So all industries at a time we can invest. But Hans Singer and Arshman theory is not like that. You can put investment first one industry, then another industry, then one more industry. That time is going. But they said, so please you can put the investment simultaneously investment across the sectors at a time is there. That is there. The key contributors of the in this balanced growth theory, Rogeneston Rodan, Ragnar Narkse, and Lewis, Arthur Lewis is there. And also, it is useful for breaking poverty traps and expanding markets. Poverty traps and expanding markets is there. Why? Because Ragnar Nakse said, vicious circle of poverty, like supply side, demand side poverty is there. Supply side poverty here, low income, low savings, low investment, okay, low capital formation, low productivity, low income is there. Demand side what here? Low income, low demand, low investment, low capital formation, low productivity, low income is there. That's why it is breaking through, useful for the breaking poverty traps and expenditure markets is there, like that is there. And also it promotes to external economies and balanced development is there. So whatever theory is conclusion is there. So the balanced growth strategy is promoting external economies and balanced development is compulsory is there. And also major limitations here. Major limitations are resource constraints in developing countries is there. So developing countries are very constrained. Developing countries are not having more resources is there. That's why resources are constraints in the developing countries. So it is the major limitation is there. And also often it consider suitable after the initial development stage is there. So the balanced growth strategy consider it is suitable for after the initial development stage is there, whichever countries are initially they are developing that time. So all the sectors put the investment at a time is there. So it is the balanced growth strategy is there. So this is the balanced growth strategy. So this is the theories of stages of economic growth. Block number 3 is there. So in this block number 3, we can just now we explain the balanced growth strategy. That is unit 6. So next class compulsory will explain unbalanced growth strategy. So that time only you will get the clarity. I think that this theory is most important to you. So in the upcoming in our exam point of view, how they're asking the question in this balanced growth strategy. They're asking directly, so what is balanced growth strategy? So what are the different types of strategies? They will ask the long answer question. So in that long answer question, so you write the big push theory and unlimited supply of labor and vicious circle of poverty. Sometimes they will ask the short answer question also, directly big push theory and here vicious circle of poverty, and another one is what here? Unlimited supply of labor, unlimited labor supply, they will ask the question. And also one more question they can ask here, that is what is the difference between balanced growth and unbalanced growth is there. Balanced growth, unbalanced growth also they will ask that time. So when the completion of the balanced growth, the unbalanced growth, we will get it is propagated by balanced growth is propagated by Ragnar Narkse, Royston Rodan, and here one more person. What here? Who is here? Arthur Lewis is there. Arthur Lewis is there. So Arthur Lewis. So unbalanced growth theory, balanced growth theory is criticized by Hans Singer and Arshman. So both are propended to unbalanced growth theory. So that unbalanced growth theory we'll discuss in the next class. So this much I am explained in the today our class. So next class I will continue. So thank you very much. Dhanyawad to all. Have a nice day.